Oh, the car's back. We're ready to go. Crossing the border from South Africa to Botswana. Amongst the trucks trying to get through the river. And we are fighting and arguing and we're going to get it right. Our first stop at Big Cave, a start of a magic journey into Zimbabwe. It's amazing, actually on the video it looks better than it looks. Having our packed away lunch. This looking at now is the world view. Well, smart part of the world. Cecil John Rhodes' grave. On the road again, in Matopos, exploring the next adventure.
By the star.
Nice walk, eh?
Let's walk.
So they are documented as the best. They're 28,000 years old.
That's true, mate. If you go back to South Africa, you won't see that. Never ever.
There are paintings in Australia that the Aborigines say are not theirs. They are Bushmen.
Yes.
So the Bushmen have come and been pushed down from Australia over the years. You see, you've got to understand, the Bushmen are, they're actually their own people.
Yeah.
And all the studies that they've come to now, they believe that we've all got a genetic form.
Yes.
They are the Adam gene. They are the basis of human life.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it's quite sad that they're where they are today.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
There's about 2,500 left in Namibia.
Yeah.
There's only 43 left in this country. They live in Wangi National Park, hidden out of the way. So true sand people, there's not that many people there.
Oh,
Because their beliefs are to live off the bush and not be...
what a pity.
Male bushmen have a semi-erect penis, and all female have a flap that covers the vagina. And that they believe is all for sanitary. Because a bushman will only bath twice in his life. The day he's born and the day he dies.
They're like
If it rains, they'll run out and have a bath. But if they come across a dam, they won't pollute the water by bathing. That water's for drinking.
That's interesting, huh?
They like the himbas. The himbas is also like that. And more or less.
Another required pit stop. And you see there are 14 cars in a row here.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to Great Zimbabwe. And once again, my name is Steven, and there is my other colleague by the name Mike. We shall take care of you guys. And currently we are standing at the information center. The place is not all that complicated. We do have 3 places to see. We have what we term the view complex, the valley, and the great enclosure. That's where the major characteristic of Great Zimbabwe lies upon those 3. The dry stone walls, which were erected between the 11th and 15th century respectively. So our first part of call shall be on the valleys, since some might find it very challenging to go to the most challenging part of the tour, the hill complex. So we do have the great enclosure being the biggest single pre-colonial structure south of the equator. It is also, because of its size compared to the Great Wall of China, the pyramids of Egypt, Machu Picchu in South America, Peru, and then the great enclosure. It stands around 255 meters long in circumference, 11 meters up, 5 to 6 meters wide, and an estimate of not less than 1 million stone blocks is said to have been used to build only the outer part of its edifice. And within it, that's where we do have the gigantic conical tower, which used to appear on our Zimbabwean currency back then. And then from there on, we have the valley structures. Unfortunately, after the demise of Great Zimbabwe, there was uncontrolled growth of vegetation, leading to the greater collapse of these mortarless walls. So we are just going to pass by, going to the Karanga village, which is just an ethnographic way of depicting Shona way of living. Particularly, we are going to be enthralled to traditional music and dancing. Therefore, we shall come back again to the Living Site Museum, where we do have soapstone carved birds, iron tools, pottery makings in terms of portraits, to mention just but a few, which are all the remnants of what was found at Great Zimbabwe by the archaeologists in the 19th century. Then therefore, we shall lastly get to the hilltop. That's the most challenging part of the tour, with 2 ways to get up to the summit, the ancient path and the modern path. Both of these ways, they do converge at the top, so that if you use the ancient path, we would enjoy the panoramic views of the valley, the great enclosure, as well as the peripherals, on an almost bird's eye view. We would then descend using the modern path, which was later constructed around the 1940s, just some few years from 1937, when this area was declared a national monument. Dear people, I cannot preempt every detail about Great Zimbabwe. Adding to our skeleton information with Mike shall be your own experience of the monument. I hope you guys are going to enjoy. Thank you so much.
Man.
Thank you.
Facing the most appealing side of the great enclosure, and hence we are witnessing the chevron pattern, which goes for 88 meters, covering only the eastern part of this edifice. Remember, this is 255 meters long in circumference. It is on the highest point, the 11 meters, where the stretch of this chevron pattern lies. Were we to bulldoze through, we would move 5 meters thick. And an estimate of not less than 1 million stone blocks is said to have been used to build only this outer wall. And this was relatively the major last construction on site. Hence, it was built according to archaeology in the 15th century, prior to radiocarbon dating. just as good as Rome wasn't built in a day. It took time for them. So they were improving coming to this side. And it is said they took around 8 years to complete this construction. The chevron pattern, as that decoration has come to be known, is one of the most traditional patterns in Zimbabwe. Apart from it acting as a decoration, it was also a communication motive. Being zigzagged, it was trying to figure out a snake. A snake in our culture represents a woman's ability to conceive and bear children. That's why you hear Shona women, Zimbabwean women saying, "My snake is continually giving me boys only." Nyoka yangu